Good evening and many thanks for making a date with us on this week's last edition of Primetime News. I'm Michael Madimba. We commence the bulletin with politics. A head of state, Dr. Hage Geingob, says SWAPO and the Namibian people want the best youth who are patriotic, competent, as well as committed to becoming catalysts for economic progress. The president made the remarks while opening the 7th SWAPO Party Youth League Congress on Thursday.
Prepare yourself by behaving orderly. You see, you cannot be a drunkard and a dacha smoker and be a leader tomorrow. You are wasting time. No, you will not be. You will fail. You don't respect other people, your parents, and you think you will be a leader tomorrow. Don't fool yourself. Beating up women, raping women, will become a leader? No. No. Good behavior is needed. Comrades, on several occasions, I have stated that the SWAPO Party Youth League is an embryo through which the young political revolutionaries are groomed. This is where the young people's political teeth are sharpened. Those who are tasked with carrying on the progressive and revolutionary agenda of SWAPO are the SWAPO Youth League, who emerge from the ranks of this vibrant and militant wing.
The Deputy Minister of Mines and Energy, Cornelia Shilunga, says Namibia has now arrived at a point where it has to decide if it will be part of the green energy solution. Marco Ndlovu compiles this report.
Namibia is blessed with solar, strong wind energy sources, vast land, geographical position, and good international relations and trade, which gives us a competitive advantage. Therefore, in that light, Namibia is a growing hub when it comes to the generation of renewable energy. In in abundance wind and solar power resources enable us to be at the forefront of green hydrogen development and progress towards greater energy independence. Our potential for scaling up a green hydrogen industry is massive, and we have the right ingredients. We further boast 3,500 hours of sunshine annually, and I am reliably informed that this is a double to what Germany has to offer. In the meantime, experts at PricewaterhouseCoopers have proactively set themselves to the noble task of analyzing the green hydrogen market right across the world and have equally identified the potential demand for growth. These results are important to us as policymakers as they provide guidance on how the future market for green hydrogen could evolve.
Moving on. In a major boost towards conservation efforts, the Ministry of Environment, Forestry and Tourism has appointed 28 forestry peace officers who have successfully completed their training. Lydia Pitiri produced this insert.
I'm pleased that the Directorate of Forests, with support from the NIREC and the GIZ, Bush Control and Biomass Utilization Projects, has been able to train 28 forest officials in law enforcement from all the 14 regions of Namibia. It is pleasing to note that the training followed an integrated approach covering different legislations, including the Forest Act, Act number 12 of 2001, the Management Act number 7 of 2007 rather, and also the Criminal Procedure Act number 25 of 2004. These are key pieces of legislation that every forest officer must know, must learn, and also must put into practice. Law enforcement requires well-trained officials who should have investigative skills in science crime management, as well as presenting evidence before the court in order to achieve positive prosecutions.
Switching attention to continental news. A daughter of Angola's former president, José Eduardo dos Santos, on Thursday appealed a Spanish court's decision ordering his body to be released to his widow and returned home for burial. More on this story from this report.
Dos Santos, who ruled the oil-rich African nation with an iron fist from 1979 to 2017, died in Barcelona on July 8th at the age of 79 after suffering a cardiac arrest. Since then, the question of when and where he will be buried has pitted the Angolan government and his widow, Ana Paula, against some of his adult children. A Barcelona court on Tuesday ordered his remains to be delivered to Ana Paula and granted authorization for the repatriation and international transfer of his remains to Angola. But his 44-year-old daughter, José dos Santos, filed an appeal, arguing the court did not have the jurisdiction to rule on what was essentially a civil matter, court documents showed. The appeal also argues that Dos Santos and Ana Paula were separated since 2017 and did not live in a situation of matrimonial normality. José dos Santos has reportedly said her father wished to be buried in Barcelona, where he had mostly lived since stepping down in 2017. She also argues her father's burial in Angola would be used to favor the current government of João Lourenço ahead of crucial elections in the former Portuguese colony on August 24. Just days after his death, a post-mortem was carried out at her request on grounds he died in suspicious circumstances. In mid-July, a Spanish court refused to release his body until the tests were finished and it had been decided to which relative his body would be released. The post-mortem showed he died a death from natural causes.
When we return, Namibia Aviation and Connectivity Forum launched in the capital. Aviation leads the Primetime Beast segment tonight. The Namibia Airports Company, in collaboration with Bank Windhoek, on Thursday launched the Namibia Aviation and Connectivity Forum 2022, set to take place from the 16th to the 18th of November. Shelva Wills filed this insert.
The forum, the first of its kind for the Namibian aviation industry, will create a platform for key industry players and stakeholders to share, tackle, rethink and put in motion ideas on cementing the aviation industry's role as key to Namibia's economic recovery and growth. The forum also aims at resuscitating the aviation industry and other ancillary industries such as tourism. Speaking at the launch, Minister of Works and Transport, John Mutorwa, said the realization of the single African air transport market will serve to enhance Namibia's growth in the sector. He said initiatives such as this continue to drive the discussion and advocate for an open, free and fully accessible air transport market in Africa. adding that it's encouraging that this very project supports advocacy, which is one of the key pillars of the single African air transport market. At the same event, Liaki Hangala, chairperson of the Namibia Airports Company Board, said the local, international and regional airports have seen considerable growth in passenger numbers, with several airlines knocking at Namibia Airports Company's doors to open new routes.
Staying with aviation, Bank Windhoek Managing Director Baroness Hans says aviation contributes significantly to a country's economic vitality. Again, Shelva Walls compiled this report.
During the inaugural Namibia Aviation and Connectivity Forum held in the capital on Thursday, Hans stated that the bank's contribution to the aviation industry embodies its core objective of being a connector of positive change. Hans stated the aviation industry does not operate in a vacuum, nor is it isolated from the society in which it operates. It is part of a complex ecosystem that will necessitate their cooperative efforts to recover holistically, benefiting all. The forum aims to serve a platform for open, free discussion of the Namibian aviation sector as a matter of public interest, with the Namibian Airports Company playing a central role in unifying the aviation industry and its related ecosystem. The forum, sponsored by Bank Windhoek, will seek solutions on how the aviation industry can play a key role in achieving national goals such as the 100-Day Prosperity Plan and National Development Plans and the National Transport Policy. Chairperson of the Namibia Aviation Company Board, Liaki Hangala, said the forum represents a paradigm shift in Namibia inspired by the country's recent challenges and determination to breed excellence for the future. He said the forum's goal is to chart a new, enduring but sustainable vision for Namibia's aviation industry, and that such a vision and program must position Namibia at the forefront of connecting people and goods from the region.
Stay tuned for the sports segment, but first up is the economics roundup in the weather forecast. Welcome to the world of sport on Sport Planet. The segment kickstarts with netball. The national senior netball team Desert Jewels head coach Mary Wire said team preparations have progressed well and the girls are physically and mentally ready for the upcoming Africa World Cup qualifiers. The Africa Netball World Cup qualifiers for the Cape Town 2023 Netball World Cup will take place in Pretoria, South Africa from the 21st to the 27th of August 2022. Addressing the media during a send-off ceremony that was held at the Namibia Sports Commission on Thursday, Wire said they are going to South Africa to win. On to the English Premier League. As Manchester United's woes both on and off the field continue, the club is reportedly on the verge of signing Real Madrid midfielder Casemiro for a fee that could rise to 70 million euros, according to multiple media reports earlier today. Now, the BBC and The Athletic reported United will pay an initial 60 million euros and make the Brazilian international among the top earners in the Premier League with a 4-year deal, along with a club option to extend that contract by an extra season. George Hendricks reports.
United are badly in need of new recruits after a miserable start to Erik ten Hag's reign has left them bottom of the Premier League for the first time in 30 years. A lack of new signings has been partly to blame for embarrassing defeats to Brighton and Brentford, with Lisandro Martinez, Christian Eriksen and Tyrell Malacia the only additions to ten Hag's squad so far. Worse could still be to come for the Red Devils, with Liverpool up next at Old Trafford on Monday. Even if talks progress smoothly over the weekend, Casemiro is unlikely to be registered in time for that match. The 30-year-old has won 3 La Liga titles and 5 Champions Leagues during 9 years with the Spanish champions, as he formed a formidable midfield trio with Luka Modric and Toni Kroos. However, Casemiro's place in Carlo Ancelotti's preferred starting lineup has come under threat by the signing of Aurelien Tchouameni this summer for a fee that could rise to 100 million euros. For Sport Planet, I'm George Hendricks.
Kindly stand by for your sports roundup. With the sports news, we've come to the end of this week's edition of Primetime News. Much appreciated for watching, and again we remind you that if it's your first time to this channel, please do subscribe, like, share and press the notifications bell to stay posted on the latest happenings locally and internationally. Catch us again from Monday next week as we provide you context and make sense of the world around us. From myself, Michael Madimba, and the entire production crew, we wish you a fantastic weekend. It's good night.